Oren, what I heard Eamon say was doesn't always think that tax cuts work, but you're not proposing raising corporate taxes as a plank of the Republican Party. Donald Trump's not going to say, I want to raise corporate taxes. In what universe would that make sense as a conservative to raise taxes on corporations?
Well, first of all, just as a factual matter, Jason Smith, chair of the House Ways and Means Committee, said last week that within the Republican Party, there are a lot of folks who think the corporate tax rate needs to be higher, certainly than the 21% it came down to. But I think philosophically, your question gets at exactly the right point, which is you said, what's conservative? And I think the problem is that in, Reagan, let's not forget, cut taxes. He then raised them at least 5 times. This idea that Republicans or conservatives are only for tax cuts must always, taxes must always be lower. There's nothing conservative about that. That's actually a quite sort of absolute, radical, nonsensical notion. And so, I certainly understand why the business lobby has pushed back. You're making too much out of it. The basic tenets of Reaganomics will always be part of what true conservatives feel, and leaving money in the private, leaving money in the private sector is where it's treated best. That's where it gets, it spawns innovation and entrepreneurship, and I just think that you're making a mountain out of a molehill here. I mean, good luck, but and guys like Rubio, the guys that you mentioned, none of those guys are tax hikers. None of those guys want to raise corporate taxes. That free markets and pure capitalism probably presents the best way to prosperity, and that's not going to change.